So you want to get into EDC. Average Gear Reviewer here. If you're wanting to start your EDC journey, you have come to the right place, because in this video we're going to help clear up some of the confusion. We're going to get rid of some of the distractions. We're going to dispel some rumors. And we're going to go over the 5 EDC items you must have to start your EDC journey. And obviously this is not it here, because there's more than 5, but let's get into it. The best gear is the gear you have on. And what is up, guys? It's your Average Gear Reviewer here, back with you for another one. And I just want to say, as always, thanks for stopping by. If this is your first video, thanks for stopping by to check out my videos. I hope you enjoy the content. If you're a returning viewer, hey, thanks so much for coming back, guys. You're the reason I keep making this content. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. In this video, I'm going to give you the 5 basic things you need for your EDC. Now, let me start off by saying this. Your EDC is going to be very personalized. So there's really no one-size-fits-all option when it comes to this. It's gonna vary depending on what type of style you have, what type of clothes you wear. Mainly, it's gonna depend on what type of work you do and what you want to do with your EDC. But there are 5 basic items I think that are universal, and anybody will pretty much agree that these things will be a basis for an EDC. So what I'm trying to do with this video is, if you're new to the EDC world or you're wanting to get started, I want to give you like a basic EDC kit that you can get started with, and it really is going to cover a lot of bases for you, and I think will be pretty universal to anybody. Now, like I said, these styles are going to vary, opinions are going to vary, budgets are going to vary. But if you're just getting started, you probably want to find something more on the budget end of things. Unless you're just already into really expensive knives or really expensive watches, things like that. You may already have preferences there, but I would recommend to most people start off with maybe not the cheapest thing you can find, but maybe something in that mid-grade that's decent and it's going to last you for a long time. That's the main thing, is you want things that are dependable, but still you want to be able to afford it. Like I always say, and it's pretty much the motto for my channel, the best gear is the gear you have on you right now. That's what you're going to be able to use. That's what's going to be there for you when you do need to use it. So let's go ahead and get into the 5 things I think you must have for a basic EDC kit. And section 1, we're going to start off with a wallet. So as far as wallets go, I'm sure most of you guys have seen the commercials for Ridge wallets, there's another very popular Demko wallets that's out there, and those are great. And if you want to spend a lot of money, just getting started out on a wallet, that's perfectly fine. Those will run you about $100, I think. The Demkos, maybe you can get some of those for a little bit less. I started out, and I still carry, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and I love it, and I featured it in a couple of my videos before. So if you guys have watched some of my videos, you already know I carry the Muradin Tactical EDC wallet. By the way, I'm going to put links to everything in the video. There'll be a link down in the description, so if you like it and you want to pick one up for yourself, I'll have a link down there where you can do that. But for a long time, I carried a flat billfold wallet like this, and really there's nothing wrong with it, but when you put a lot of cards in it, it fills up really quickly, and that's a real problem. I got, with cards in it, notes, things like that, I ended up with a really fat wallet that I just didn't want to carry around. And so if it's not on you, it's no good. So I got the Muradin Tactical wallet, and I actually got a brown one before I got this one. I really liked it with the leather cover. They do have some different options as far as their wallets go. You can get a more minimalist one that doesn't have this extra flap to it, but I really like this, having the ID flap here that's easy to get to. And then your cards you just put down in here. And what I always carry in mine, I always carry this little Olight card from Olight. and it actually fits perfectly into the card slot there, and so I use it to hold my cards in place behind it. And then I've always got an extra little multi-tool there with me. The other thing about these wallets is they provide RFID protection for your cards, which is something that just your typical leather wallet is not going to do. So anybody that gets close enough with an RFID scanner can scan a card through this wallet. I don't know if you knew that or not. But it's very easy for them to do, and it's been a real problem with people scamming people. They just scan it right through the leather. Most of these wallets with the aluminum frames, they do have RFID protection built into them. I know this one does for sure. And so nobody can just scan your card through the wallet. And I think that, you know, the purpose of the wallet is to keep your cards, keep your money safe, and it's doing that in more than one way. And in this digital age, you have to do more than just physically protect it. You have to protect it from electronic measures as well. So that's why I say something like an aluminum frame wallet, something that's going to offer you RFID protection and also keep all your cards organized in one place. And, you know, if you do have some sort of card multi-tool, it gives you a place to carry that as well. So that's why the wallet to me is going to be the first thing, you know, on anybody's EDC list. Probably it all starts with your wallet. This is the base. And so that's the first thing, the first item that you must have for your basic EDC kit. Stick around to the end of the video, guys. I'm going to give you my loadout, my basically real life loadout, what I'm carrying every day. It will be just the basic version because I use an extended carry pack also, but I'm just going to give you my pocket carry at the end of the video. So stick around for that. So the next thing we're going to talk about in this section, and this is the second thing I believe that is pretty much anybody will tell you is one of the 5 basic things you have to have in your EDC kit. And really I wanted to get to this one next because it's the watch. You don't have to carry a smartwatch, any type of watch that will tell you the time, that you can use as a timer, is going to be super helpful. Now to me, in the digital age and with all of us being tied to our phones 24/7, the smartwatch is really sort of this Swiss Army knife of your digital world. It allows you to do, it extends the capabilities of your phone. It extends the capabilities of just a normal watch. So instead of just telling the time and telling, you know, being able to use it as a timer, it also will give you heart rate, steps. It will tell you elevation. It can give you weather updates. This one has a music player built into it and speakers so that it can actually play audible music or alerts and things like that. You can pair it up with your Bluetooth headphones and listen to music just from this without having to use your phone. So to me, it just extends the capabilities of a normal watch, which I think anybody is going to agree will be one of the 5 basic things you have to have on your EDC. And I literally had to get this back on because I feel naked without it on. So that's the second thing that you have to start your basic EDC. Okay guys, and the next thing we're going to get into in the video, and the third thing I think that you have to have as part of your basic EDC, starter easy EDC, is a knife. You have to have, you know, a knife is an integral part of an EDC carry. And be careful guys, because this is the area where you can really get into some deep water. There are so many options out there. There's, as far as price, as far as materials, as far as blade shapes, there's as many options out there as you can imagine, and probably a lot that you can't. So you could find all different types of materials, and these are all inexpensive knives. This is the SOG Traction. It runs about $22. This is also by SOG. It's the Aegis FLK. It's about $29. And this is a Gerber flat iron. It's a razor sharp little cleaver type knife with aluminum handles, and it has a built-in integral body frame lock. Frame lock. That's just called a frame lock there, dude. I don't know why that was so hard to get out. Anyway, these are all super inexpensive knives, and they're what you would consider the budget end of EDC knives, but they're all perfectly fine for a starter knife. It's going to depend really on what you're going to do with it. Is it something that you're just going to carry around every once in a while to cut up cardboard and paper, open packages with? You know, any of these knives will be perfectly fine for that. If you need something that's easy to clean, you know, like for myself being in the healthcare field, I like carrying something that is a little, like stainless steel to me is great because it's easy to clean and disinfect. Maybe you need something non-conducting like a nylon or grivery type frame. So it really just depends on what you're going to use the knife for. Obviously this with the plastic handle is not going to be something you want to try to use for hard use, but now something like this, which is like a steel frame, and it also uses a frame lock system, and this, which is either steel or aluminum frames. I'm not sure. I think this is aluminum and this is steel, but still the frame lock, you could beat on those knives and they're going to be perfectly fine. You know, so you can get into the EDC space as far as knives go for very inexpensive. There's other knives you can, these are just a couple of examples that I have of some less expensive knives. There's a couple of knives that I would recommend to people getting into the space. A Civivi Elementum is a great knife for somebody if you're working in sort of an office area, somewhere that you don't want to pull something big and scary out of your pocket. Maybe something that looks a little nicer, a little dressier. An Elementum is perfect for that. I don't have one to show you. I'm sorry, I don't have an Elementum right now, but I do recommend that highly to somebody for an EDC knife if you're like in an office setting or something like that. Another one I would recommend, and it's a newer one that I got recently though, is this Remet Rhino. It's about $55, so it's going to kind of fall into the budget range, but sort of the middle of the budget range. And to me, that's what you want to get for your starter knife. You want to get something that's decent, that's going to last you, and you want to get something that is going to work for what you want to do with it, but it's also something that you like to carry. So again, that's going to be a super personalized thing for you, depending on what type of knives you like. And this may be a little aggressive for carrying in an office type setting. You might scare the, you know, you might scare somebody making copies if you go to cut a apple up with this or something. Whereas something like the Elementum is not going to be quite so mean looking, I guess, aggressive. So that is the third thing that I'm going to recommend you have to have in a basic EDC carry. And the next thing we're going to get into is going to be, hey guys, just wanted to hop in here real quick and say thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys. If you like the video so far, slap that like button down below. Just really like punch it in the face. And if you like the content, hey, consider subscribing. We are still running free subscriptions. I don't know how we can get away with it, and I just think management hasn't noticed it yet. So, you know, you guys grab a free sub while you can. We are on the road to 500 right now. I think we were sitting at 259 last time I looked. So if you want to be in that first 500 and say, hey, I was in the first 500 with Average Gear Review, offers on the table. Ball's in your court. Also, I was going to say this is CJRB Pyrite. This is the alt version with the Wharncliffe blade, but this is another one I would recommend highly for an EDC knife. It's going to fall into the middle of the budget range, but just the materials and fit and finish that this knife offers at the price point is really unbelievable. And so I definitely would recommend this one to somebody looking into, you know, an EDC knife. And again, this is one's not so mean looking, a little more dressy looking, you know, you could wear it out. So I had to go borrow this one from Shani to put it in the video because she has it. This is hers now. I can't get it away from her except unless I need it for a video. So I'm going to go take this back to her and we'll get on with the rest of the video. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, so the number 4 thing in our list of the 5 things you must have in a basic EDC is going to be a flashlight. That is just, I think everyone would agree with me that a flashlight is one of those things you just have to have in a basic EDC kit. There's tons of options out there, guys. You can find them as inexpensive or as expensive as you want. This one's a Lumentop EDC flashlight. It has, I think it has 3 different settings. It has like a dim, middle, and then like a bright. So gives you a few different settings. I don't remember how much these were. I want to say they were about $19. Another good option, and this one's the red, white, and blue, but it's an Olight i3T. These are awesome. I highly recommend this this flashlight in particular, I would highly recommend to anybody starting an EDC journey is get an Olight i3T or i3R. If you want to get the rechargeable one, that's fine. This one's the one you can put the batteries in. The R's are rechargeable. So, and this one, I love the American flag on this one. This is one of my favorite flashlights in it, and I don't hardly ever carry it because I just keep it put up all the time. But yeah, I love it. And the i3T is just the perfect form factor, perfect size. It's not going to take up a lot of pocket space. It's super easy to use. It's got a really nice clicky little tail cap there. So for, you know, starting off your basic EDC loadout, I would definitely recommend an i3T. And, you know, speaking of Olight, guys, actually, I would say for somebody starting off on your EDC journey, go check out olightstore.com. I'm not sponsored by them, but they are actually one of the ones that I first got into. Some of the first videos I did was reviewing and unboxing Olight flashlights, and you know, you could get almost a complete EDC carry from Olight. You know, you definitely can get the lights, obviously. This is one of my favorite ones, the Seeker 4 Mini. You know, you could get your light, you get the Multitool, which is the Optical P1. Really nice little micro multi-tool. And you can get even a knife, which is their Roboto 2 in carbon fiber. You can get all these at olightstore.com, and they do have wallets, everything else. So, you know, if you want to get a good basic EDC kit, you can get started, get well underway over at Olight Store. And even if you're an advanced collector, you know, the Roboto 2 it's got 154 cm steel. This one has the carbon fiber overlay handles, stonewash blade. It is a Kaiser drop bear with a modified sheep's foot blade, but these are actually made by Kaiser. So if you know anything about Kaiser's quality, these are top of the line knives. They're really nice. Now you're going to pay a little bit more for them, but they are super, super nice knives. In fact, this is one of the knives I've got a review coming up on it, and I highly recommend the Roboto series. But like I said, you can go to olightstore.com and get everything you need to get started on your EDC journey, and not have to spend a lot of money in the process. So I highly recommend, and it's almost a must, that you have to have some type of flashlight. That's going to be number 4 in your 5 must-have things in your basic EDC. Okay, guys, and we're getting down to the wire here. And so the 5th and final thing I'm going to say that you have to have for a basic EDC kit. And again, this is my opinion. You tell me in the comments down below what I left out, and I'll tell you why I left it out. But this is my basic 5 things you got to have to start a basic EDC kit. And the last thing I'm going to add is a multi-tool. And I don't think a lot of people will argue that this is just one of those things you have to have in an EDC kit. Guys, there's as many different types of these as there are colors of the rainbow and beyond, probably. So this really is going to come down to a preference of what you're going to use this for. And the multi-tool, to me specifically, is one of those areas where what you do and what you're going to use it for day to day is really going to determine what you carry. This is the Gerber, I think it's the Sport 400. It's one I have carried, this or the 600 series, around as part of my EDC since probably back in my Army days. I carried these and Leathermans. I used to carry a Leatherman and this on me at the same time. And I've always loved how you can quick deploy these when you need them. Good one-handed drop open operation. So there's just so many things I like about it. I'm not going to get into a full review of these right now, but this is an excellent choice if you don't want to have to spend a lot of money, but you want a great all-around, just all-purpose multi-tool. The Gerber, I think it's the MP 400s. I'll put the link in the description down below, but I think it's the MP 400s. Are highly recommended. This is one I have in my extended EDC kit all the time. And guys, stick around to the end of the video. I'm still going to give you my everyday carry, what I'm currently carrying right now. And I've got a bonus item for you that you might want to consider adding to that basic EDC kit. The next video that I'm going to have coming up in this series is going to be intermediate, where we're going to get into more of things you can add and build on this, you know, just on your basic kit, things you can add to it to move up, upgrades, and things you can do to move up sort of into that intermediate realm. And we'll be right back with the bonus item. So guys, there's two things that I kind of left off of this list, and one of them is because not everybody's going to carry one. I get that. The other is because it's a phone, and I just assume that a phone is so ubiquitous now. Everybody has one in their hand. You're watching this probably on a phone right now. So to me, a phone it's just a given. If that's not completely understood, I would say let's just add that as the sixth item. Maybe, I don't know. I just kind of thought a phone is obvious. Everybody's going to have a phone on them. So these are 5 things that you need to add to that. So obviously you're going to have your phone. These are the 5 things you want to have on you, like when you leave the house every day. At a minimum, this is a basic carry. The one thing I did want to add to this list, and with this, you can go as fancy or as cheap as you want, a Bic lighter. Add a lighter to your EDC, even if you don't smoke. There may be a time when you need to start a fire, and this is getting more into intermediate or emergency preparedness type stuff, but it's always great to have on you. I always have a lighter on me, and I usually will have one with duct tape wrapped around it. This is some Gorilla Tape, so it's a little bit better than duct tape. Duct tape's actually a pretty good fire starter. You could shave off pieces of this and use it to start a fire with, in addition to the flame. So it just kind of extends that capability of the lighter. And this is a concept that you can take a little further. You can add some fibers around the top. This is some 550 cord fibers that I've got wrapped around the top of this for a little bit more fire starting capability. This one also has I don't know where it is right now. I can't see it. Maybe I took it out. I usually keep a needle in this one as well. And again, some Gorilla Tape around the bottom. You don't have to have a whole lot. And actually a little will go a long way with this, but it's something you could just do to add to an item that a lot of people are going to carry every day and just extend the capabilities. You can even get something as fancy as like the lighter bro, which this is something that I always carry on me. And if you're going to have a lighter on you, I think why not have this extra capability? It really doesn't take up, you can see, it doesn't take up much more room than just the standard lighter, but it gives you a little blade that actually is sharp. I've sharpened this one up too, and it's really sharp. It gives you a little poker or flathead screwdriver, and it also has a pair of scissors on it. This one being the Pro, it does have, you can use it for a hex bit driver, even for the smaller bits, and it's got some little pieces on the side, another bigger hex driver, and you can use these to, you know, turn some bolts if you need to. They kind of directional turns there. But yeah, the Lighter Bro Pro just adds a ton of utility to something that I'm already going to carry in my pocket. So I always have one on me. Shani always has one on her too. She has the Lighter Bro, the regular one, I think. But we both have the stainless steel because we love stainless steel. So up next, I'm going to give you guys my current loadout, what I'm carrying right now. And this is a basic, like I said, this is going to be the basic loadout because I do carry a pack as well. So, you know, I'm not going to spill all that out, but I'll give you a basic EDC loadout here. Okay guys, so really quick, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of my current EDC. Right now, obviously, I've got the TicWatch Pro always on me. Like I said, I had to do it second just so I could get it back on my wrist. I really do feel naked without it on. That is the watch that I'm currently wearing. And obviously, if you watched any of my videos before, you know that I do wear the iMini 2 always around my neck. I took it off to shoot this. Right now I am carrying the oknife Rubato 2 because I have a review coming up on this, so this is the one that is in my pocket right now. And that's what I'll do, guys, is when I have a knife that I'm reviewing, I'll carry it around for a week or two, use it for my EDC stuff, and just, you know, see, that way I can tell you really what I think about it. Like I said earlier, I've got the Mirrodin wallet here, always in my pocket when I go out. I do have the Lighter Bro Pro. As I said before, I always carry that since I'm going to have a lighter on me anyway. If you guys have watched any of my videos before, you probably already know the multi-tool that I carry is the SOG Power Leader. It's my favorite one. I really need to do a review on this, a full review, because you guys really need to get a power leader if you don't have one. Just the amount of utility it has in such a small space, but it still folds out to pretty usable size pliers. It is just perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And then the last thing that I normally will also carry is the Olight Seeker 4 Mini. Guys, this is one of my favorite flashlights of all time. I love this thing. It's super bright, but it also has a low moonlight mode, so you can use it to find keys and stuff. But the UV light that it has on it is so cool. It's just such a added, neat little bit of added utility to it. So obviously this one is available at Olight Store if you want to go over there and check out their stuff. And like I said, guys, you can go to Olight Store and you could pretty much put together an EDC kit. I could swap this out for the Optical P1 and I pretty much have the same thing. And most of it is Olight. Even the card in my wallet is from Olight or oknife. So yeah, Olight Store is a really great resource for getting into EDC and even for, like I said, getting into more advanced knives. This is not, the Rubato 2 is, with carbon fiber, is not an inexpensive knife, guys. Like I said, it is made by Kaiser, and if you get your hands on one, you'll see why. They've got a great feel to them. They really do. Nice flat lay pocket clip there. Great jimping. I mean, I've got a full review coming up on this one, so I'll tell you all my thoughts on it coming up. But anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments below, what are you carrying for EDC right now? What's your current EDC kit? What did I miss? Tell me if you disagree with the video and you think that I missed something. Tell me what I missed, and tell me down below why you think it should be included. And remember, this is like I said, this is getting you started on your EDC journey. This is 5 basic. Let me put this back on real quick. This is 5 basic things that you just have to have as the basis for an EDC. So this is not going to cover all the bases. This is not going to cover every specific scenario. May not be a one-size-fits-all. Your EDC may vary depending on your needs. But this is a good basic EDC to get you started down the road. So guys, thanks for watching. Average Gear Reviewer, I'm out of here. You're still here. Awesome. Listen, I was supposed to tell you something really important, and I have to tell you this. Don't forget to like the video. If you like the content, subscribe down below. Hit the subscribe button. Please, I'm stuck here until you hit the subscribe button. Please, please, I'm begging you. Please, you gotta let me out here. Just hit the subscribe button. Did you hit it? Did you hit it's right down here. Did you hit it? I don't know, I'm still here. Hello? Hello? Did you hit the subscribe button? Look, listen, I'm literally stuck here until you hit the subscribe button. Listen, please hit the subscribe. You did? You did hit it? Are you sure you hit it? Try it again. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Please help me. It's not